G'day! In today's video I'm replacing the display on a Samsung Galaxy A23. It has the model number A235F. And this would be the part that I'm going to be using. So this one here is a Samsung service pack, which includes the vibrating motor, the display, the body, home button or volume button, presumably volume up and down, earpiece speaker, and the rest of it we're going to be moving from here to here. I have had the phone sitting on my heat pad here at 75 degrees Celsius, so it is very warm to the touch. Excuse my phone. And so with the help of some isopropyl, and I'll start with a very thin pry tool. I might switch it to a slightly larger one, but we'll see. I just want to get in this seam along here at the back. I'll start with this one first. So I'll just put that on the tool, put the tool into the gap. Yep, now I'll switch to the other one. So because it's like a plasticky kind of material, it does bend. So the isopropyl breaks down the adhesive quite dramatically. If you don't have an adhesive, probably the next best thing to use would be heat. And this damaged phone is still on. So the first priority will be to disconnect the battery. As I'm going around this one, the heat is helping it lift the adhesive off and stay on the back cover. So that is getting preserved. Like that. Put that aside. Now from here I'm going to require a very small Phillips head screwdriver and somewhere to put said screws. So we just need to go through and take out all these screws that we can see, the vast majority of which I'm expecting to be the same length. There may be one or two that are different, but I'll let you know along the way if they are. Also, I will remove the SIM tray on the side of it. And pretty much of all these screws out, we should be able to separate the back body assembly and then proceed to swap over what we need to swap. You could potentially just do I'm not sure if it's an LCD or an OLED on this particular one. I think it's an OLED. You could do that by itself, but I find that the overall finish and quality is not that great. For the sake of saving what could only be a few dollars, it's usually best if you can get the service pack to go with that. At least then you're going to be guaranteed that the quality of it is going to be Samsung level, and you won't have any dramas from there. Or at least you should not. And so far, these screws here look to be the same. Get this one out here. Some screws are just purely stubborn and don't want to leave. And this bit here is a very odd style of cover. Take that out. We revealed two more screws. There's my collection of screws. One's from at the top, one's from down the bottom. Next up, eject the SIM tray. Need a different SIM eject tool. That one's barely getting in there. Give this one a shot. Go. SIM eject tool used. I should be able to pry this up. No. Go, now we're going somewhere. I don't think there's any other hidden screws here. Do have this cable here to disconnect. Fold that down. There we go. Disconnect the battery. I just pulled my nail under it and flicked it up. I did that one. We'll disconnect the display here. What have we got to do? So some of this I will be able to do as just a single board, which I will attempt to do that. Disconnect this single screw here. We'll undo that one. Go down here and undo this one for the charger board. Put that there. Disconnect this one here. And then I should be able to lift this up. There we go. And with the cables along here, just remember it's red, white over red. Pull that up. And we have that out of the way there. We go to here and compare new to old. All that we're really going to have to do now is remove the battery. So I'm going to put this on this box here so it's a bit not as hot. Take off this tab here. Battery I will leave to last. Line that up the top. Trying to get these ones down here. Red under first. And line it up. Oop. Might help if I remove this. Back over. And lined up, single screw over here. There we go. Now we need to feed this cable in here first. We'll feed the red in first as it goes under. And from there, as I work my way down the bottom, this should hopefully start lining up. Go. Black screw here. Get those cables in there. There we go. This little connector folds down, pushes in, makes a click noise when it clicks into position. Move this tab out of the way, fold that back, and this is where the battery is going to go. Now I do find the battery the most difficult part of the transfer. Once you've got, probably the back cover, then the battery. Battery, you do have a risk of it burning, exploding if you bend it or puncture it. There is the risk for that. Get rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. It absolutely destroys the adhesive that's there, and it makes getting in the battery out of it so much easier. Just dribbled a bit, and I fold it down. As the warning says, do not disassemble, crush, puncture, heat, burn, or reuse. Well, I'm going to be reusing this, and I've heated it up to 75 degrees. I'm not going to puncture it though. And we're just sitting there from that. I should be able to fold this, or lever it, and I have one battery out like that. You can see the pattern that the battery has holding it down. So it is fairly evenly distributed, its adhesive. So without the isopropyl, which turns it into like a goo, it does make this job a lot harder. What would I recommend doing there? Pry a little bit. If you have a plastic pry tool, use that in the gap and try and work it under and push it up. Especially if you don't have heat to be able to heat it from the screen size, it is going to be challenging. So I'm virtually done with this one now. We go over to here. The adhesive on here is still good. It's dry. The isopropyl alcohol is dried up. It's tacky, so I should be able to put it in the gap, push down, try and pull it up, and it's going to be stuck there. So I should be able to fold, connect up the connector here, connect, click, we're good. And then, yeah, that's good. Here I'll temporarily connect up the battery just so I know it's located. Actually, I'm going to have to leave that connected. Everything else is connected. Didn't disconnect the antenna cables. The connection going to the charging daughter board is connected. Top one's connected. Cameras we didn't adjust. Battery's connected. Should be right to push this over and clamp it down. Click into position. And these antennas are not quite right, so we'll need to go back to them. Or I'll start on that side, one of the two. Not quite in the groove, the white one. Just going over it with the screwdriver, just make sure it's in its hole. There we go. Click, click, click. Push that back down, click that back on. Now we're pretty much on the home stretch for this. I will be putting this back on to heat up the heat up the adhesive that is in good condition. If you did damage that, you will have to replace it, especially if you do want to make it retain its waterproof nature, or at least its water resistant nature. Granted, with any phone, I don't, even if they are rated as waterproof, after repair, I wouldn't quite rate them as waterproof. I'd still rate them as water resistant, but don't go using your phones in a lake, in the water, in a pool, in a pond, in a shower is probably the worst one. So this should push back down and click into position. There we go. I do find that showers are probably the worst potential place to use it. Then you create a mist, steam, which is a vapor, which then gets in everywhere possible in the phone. So solid water is probably almost better than a fine particle mist. I'll keep going with these screws. Go. This one here. This one here. That one there. So if I push this up, now we do the same on the bottom. All those screws were the same. These little bits down here, they are antenna lines. So if you had accidentally damaged your phone getting into it, or damaged these bits, these golden yellow orange parts, you may potentially be getting worse service after doing the repair. If you have damaged them, you'd probably have to replace the back body assembly, which is the part that we're just screwing back in now, so it retains the antenna cables. But just a heads up. So now with these on, another last screw in. This is nice and toasty as well. I'm going to be able to flip this over. Line it up in the corner here over the camera module, push down, and I'm going to clamp that just to hold it. And while it cools down, it should redo its bond. Probably not to 100% waterproof level. Actually, not sure if the A23s are even IP rated. But that should hopefully help you replace the display on your Samsung Galaxy A23. Bye.